people are playing this song as they try and come down from a panic attack. People are playing this as they sleep, and I just think that's so beautiful that the Lord can do that.
Hey community, in this interview, I got the chance to sit down with artist Elle Limebear. It was great just to hear her story and also talk about her brand new single, Angels Reimagined. Make sure you check that out wherever you stream music. We also talked about the importance of mental health for worship leaders, as well as what she's been doing the last few months in quarantine and just when she hasn't been touring. So enjoy the interview, and you can download the master tracks for all of Ellie's songs on loopcommunity.com.
Hello.
Hello. Hi,
How are
Ellie.
you doing?
Good. I'm Derek.
Hi, Derek. I'm Ellie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You got a nice plant behind you.
Thank you. Yes, we have a lot of plants at my house. They're all my wife's.
So good.
Yeah. Where are you joining us from?
I am joining you from my home in Brighton in England. Where are you? Whereabouts are you?
Chicago.
I love Chicago.
America. Yeah? You've been? Nice.
Fantastic pizza.
So good. So good.
So good.
I'm glad you like it. Some people, it's like such a divisive topic, I feel like.
Really?
Yeah. Some people hate it.
It's like, it's proper stuff, isn't it? It's like thick crust, thick dough, and then upside down. I'm about it. I love pizza. You
Me
can't
too.
have bad pizza, can you, really?
It's hard to have bad pizza. I feel like the later into the night you go, the lower the bar is for the pizza.
So true. Greasier the better.
Exactly. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Just wanted to have you on here just to talk to you about your music and have everybody get to know you. Our followers are almost all worship leaders, and they love using tracks and using your tracks just in worship. And so it's just great to get to talk to you. So thanks for joining us.
Gosh, thank you. Thanks for chatting with me. So great.
Sure. Yeah, can you just give us a little bit about your story, your background in Christian music for those that don't know?
Yeah, so I'm Ellie. First of all, my name is spelled really weird. So it's Ellie without an I, and it's Limebear, like the fruit, like the animal. Really, probably the weirdest name. But no, so I grew up in a Christian household, grew up going to church every Sunday. My dad is a worship leader and an artist, so I've very been, just involved and I guess exposed to a lot of the Christian music scene, and grew up going to Christian conferences and church events and touring around the world with my family and the band Delirious and all my cousins. So I feel like I've seen a lot of my eyes and heard a lot. So, and I think from a young age, just seeing what God can do, seeing, you know, people walk out of wheelchairs and seeing, you know, him heal left, right and centre. Sorry, my laptop is going off. Yeah, so it's kind of just growing up in there. I'm the eldest of 6 kids, which is a joy. They're like my best friends. They're amazing. But then never thought I would do music, to be honest. I never thought I would, be an artist or write my own songs or all of that. I just thought Dad would do that. And I've always loved being creative, and I love photography, I love people, I love the church, I love the arts, but I never had that even dream of, great, can't wait when Dad then it'll be my turn. Like, it's never been like that. I never felt like that. But the Lord, as he does, you know, takes us on all these journeys and discoveries. And 3 years ago, he just told me so clearly that this is what I was going to do now. And at the time, we were on tour actually with my family, and it felt so out the blue. I was like, are you sure, God? Because like, I don't think I'm the right person for this. Like, so confused. I didn't really love singing in front of people, being quite nervous, and I did a little bit of writing, but with our church here in Brighton, with Bright City, and loved that. But again, didn't think this is what I'm going to do. So it's definitely been a journey of me realising that, oh, okay, this is what you have got me to do. This is my mission, and to write songs to comfort and bring joy to people, for them to dance again. And just trying to, just trusting him that yeah, he's going to do it all, you know?
Yeah.
I have to strive. I don't have to be anyone else. I can literally be Elle Limebear and write the songs that I feel like he's leading me to write and the revelation that he's given me. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. I love pasta a lot. I love Brighton, where we live. Love the seaside. Any other interesting facts? Not, I don't think so. I can wiggle my ears. That's pretty much it.
Oh, nice. I cannot. I didn't know you were a part of Bright City. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's great. Was it hard? I think you've done a great job at it, but was it hard at first to make music and like worship your own when you decided to write and release your own music, especially with your dad? And like, was it hard to like take the step to be like, all right, this is my music, this is my stuff at first? Or
yeah, I think totally. I think, to be honest, I was the slowest to coming around to it out of everyone. Like, I think lots of people in my life have spoken over me those things, prophetic words of like, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, blah, blah, blah. But I think I've always just been like, I don't know, like, see what happens when I'm older. Yeah. But I think mum and dad have been always so encouraging and so releasing. Anything us kids feel prompted to do or called to do, they've been so releasing and just like, go for it, do that. You want to take photos, do that. Like, let me help you in this area, blah, blah, blah. But I think doing music, I've always loved singing, but writing and doing it, the Elle Limebear thing, I was like, God, you're going to have to really help me here, because I don't really believe in myself in this. I don't know if I can write songs but he's been so kind in giving me a team and just beautiful people that have come around me and championing me and helping me write songs. And, so many artsy people wanting to be involved, which is amazing. But I definitely think I didn't feel the pressure from my family whatsoever, or from dad even. Like, he wasn't telling me you have to do this. Like, it was totally the Lord that opened all the doors. Because I've had some like questions like, oh, it must have been like really good, like having a dad like who's in the industry that could like introduce you to all these people. And I'm like, actually, it didn't happen like that. Like, the connections were so organic and so kind of through the back door almost, that is only God that could have made these connections, people who daddy didn't even know. The team that I'm with, dad didn't know any of them with our label team. So I just love it how God's been so kind in that, just helping me to, lead me through my own road and my own route, which is, I think, really beautiful and so kind of him.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds great. And like, just being able to have so much support from your family and from everybody around you, it's so hard to like believe in yourself. And a lot of times I feel like the big decisions, you're like the last on board.
Okay.
But when God makes it so obvious, it's really nice. So that's awesome.
So cool.
So you have released a lot of great music. I love your last album a lot.
Thank you.
And last Friday, you released a reimagined version of your song Angels, with Jake Isaac, and it's great. So make sure everybody who's listening, please, after this interview, go listen to Angels Reimagined, and then you can also get the master tracks now on Loop Community, so you can lead it at your church, which is awesome.
Wow, can you actually? That's amazing.
Yeah, so you can get your original master tracks, lead it at your church this weekend. So yeah, that's really cool, and we're excited to have those. Can you tell us a little bit of background about the song Angels?
Yeah, so Angels, we wrote this actually the day after I found out that someone I know had tried to take their own life. It was a young person. Thankfully, it wasn't successful, but it completely threw me. And I didn't even know her. It was like a friend of a friend sort of thing. But I think it just erupted pain and just the realization almost that, oh my goodness, this is so many people all over the world, young and old, whatever story you have, there are people who think the only other option is to not live and to not be on earth anymore. And I think it just completely threw me and just made me realize, wow, this mental health stuff, the enemy is actually coming to steal, kill and destroy. Like what it says, like that's what's actually happening. and I just wanted to sing against it, really. I wanted to write something that people could hold on to, the truth that, oh my goodness, yes, God has sent his angels to protect me and guide me. And I've always been fascinated with angels, actually. Like I've always heard stories, and there's an amazing story with my mum and dad when they had a massive car crash before I was born. But there was an angel with, like, someone saw an angel. It was such a beautiful story. There's another day story. But I've always been fascinated, but I just feel like you don't hear about them enough. You don't actually hear like many sermons or encouraging things about angels, but they're so epic, like, and they're real, and they're like with us, and God sends them. And I just know in myself, I may have never seen one, but I definitely have felt the presence of angels when there's been those moments of, oh my gosh, that could have been so terrible right now, but I feel the presence of angels. Yeah. And so this song came out of that, really wanting, you know, people having panic attacks, for them to play the song, what to calm them down, for people who sleep really bad at night, who have nightmares, to play this as they sleep. Driving to work, like I prayed for people driving to work, going to, you know, mental institutions, that they could play this over them as they work. And it's so many different things, but that's where it came from. And it's so crazy hearing the stories now, you know, only a few days later from this song. It's like that all those things are happening. People are playing this song as they try and calm down from a panic attack. People are playing this as they sleep. And I just think that's so beautiful that the Lord can do that. You know, that he can bring his angels wherever we go, day and night. It's not like a cut-off point. And I just love that.
Yeah, the song is so genuine, and this piece, just reflecting on the lyrics, like it's really good. So again, everyone, make sure you go listen to Angels. Yeah, you mentioned mental health. I watched a really great video that you posted on World Mental Health Day. Thank you for doing that, by the way. I definitely agree. It's something that's so important, that so many people are going through. And it's been really encouraging just to see the stigma of so much of it slowly get broken away. What would you say, just to encourage, like maybe a worship leader who's struggling with mental health in any way, shape, or form, just to encourage them?
Yeah, I would say you're not the only person feeling those things, thinking those thoughts, going to bed feeling low, waking up feeling low. Like, you're so not alone. There are so many people, especially in the season where everything's been stripped away and everything's been pulled back in the unknown, and what does even our weeks look like, you know? But I'd just say, like, yeah, it's okay to be vulnerable too. I think there's this thing in the world where people look at vulnerability as really weak and really like, oh, like, I'm not, you know, that's so silly how you like let your guard down. But actually being vulnerable with one another is the key to connection and the key to freedom. I think a lot of it is being like, oh my goodness, I'm actually struggling. And I think for men, that's a big thing, feeling like they have to hold it all together and be the man. And also for girls too, like, I'm strong, I'm going to be fine. But actually, I think that will kill us if we keep doing that. And we see it, don't we, how people just bottle it up, very face, everything's fine, and then something happens and it's so detrimental. So I think, I would encourage you that vulnerability is not weak. It's absolutely beautiful and so strong and so brave. And we need to have those conversations. We need to actually be honest, I think. That's definitely something I would say.
Yeah, that's so good. Thank you just for sharing that. It's so important just to be vulnerable with someone that you trust and open up to. So thank you for sharing that. And yeah, I love the video that you posted, and I love that you're willing to talk about this, because it just helps people know that they're not alone. So that's great. You mentioned kind of the last few months and just how it's been weird for everybody. How have the last few months been for you? Not touring, I'm assuming, for the last few months. And,
Zero touring. Just been, you know, laps around our basement flat. No, what have I been doing? I've been doing some, you know, just sorting out my wardrobe. Always good. Getting the winter clothes out. I've been doing lots of writing, actually. I've really enjoyed that. I found Zoom right's amazing. The fact that we can still collaborate and still write something together, even over a screen, I've loved that. Even people that I've always wanted to write with, and then it's like, oh, here's a link, and then it's like, ta-da, there you go. Easy, instead of traveling the other side of the world. But writing, I think just being in my garden a lot, you know, trying to keep my tomato plant alive. And me and my husband actually started a new business. That's what we've been up to.
Oh, cool.
It's a gift box business called Brighton in a Box.
I like that.
Just supporting local business, lots of different boxes. We've curated just different products from Brighton and
that's cool.
presents. So that's a bit, never would I think we would be doing that in 2020. From the start of the year, releasing an album, tours, and now I'm trying to keep my tomato plant alive and packing boxes, but I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's been such a weird time, but I feel like I've learned a lot. I feel like there's been good things, there's been bad things. Like a good thing for me is my wife and I have both been working from home since March. So like at first we were like, how's that going to go? But as soon as we bought a second desk, and so we had to stop debating on who got the desk that day. It's been going very well and been awesome just to be able to spend so much time together. And living in Chicago, my commute was an hour on the train, and now it's 0 minutes. So get a lot more time back. So that's nice. But yeah, it's been such an interesting season. Yeah. And I love hearing just about what people have learned or what they've been doing during that.
Totally. And I think it's like, I mean, there's been so many emotions, hasn't there? And so many events and reawakening, you know. I think this season has been so important for all of us. I know it hasn't been beautiful all the time, and it's been ugly and devastating and so much trauma, but I think we're going to look back on this season where we can see so many good things, you know, popping up where, oh, I now know my neighbour's name and like what they did, and like, oh, now I know, I don't know, so many things that we learn. Oh, now I know I actually do have a fear about that. Okay, God, help me to get over this and help me to push through this. Oh, I do. Oh, God, I feel like I'm actually struggling in this area. Okay, I've given you the space to do that. You can help me. So I think, yeah, lots of beautiful things, but it's so weird, isn't it? We're all at home.
Yeah. Hopefully things continue to trend in the right direction too. Yeah. That would be great. You mentioned you've been writing a lot. Have you been having to produce the album in quarantine as well? Like, has that been difficult?
The new songs?
Yeah, like the new songs, like producing them from home and everything.
To be honest, it's just all like demos and stuff, just little demos. So I'm not very good on the technical logic side. I've definitely tried. That's something I've learned in lockdown, is how to record a vocal myself. So it's so funny. The new SCU track, After Your Heart, I literally recorded that in the corner of our bedroom, just like over and over again. Like, oh no, okay, no. There was feedback. The first time I sent it to the producer, they're like, sorry, can you redo it all again? The gain was up so high. Can you do it again? Oh wow, I'm really not good at this.
Yeah. Oh man, that's tough. Yeah, I was actually going to ask about the SCU song. I love SCU Worship and feel like it's so fresh and different, but also still has a lot of like congregational elements to it.
Yeah.
How did that song come about, After Your Heart?
Yeah, oh, I love SCU too. They're such lovely people too. Mm-hmm. There's something that, when you hear the music and it's good, and then you're like, I wonder what they're like, and then you meet people and you're like, oh, good. You're good eggs. Good. You know, what you're producing, what you're creating, cultivating there is so good. But we're on the same label team, so I think they just had conversations and we got to write it together over lockdown. And yeah, I just love them. I just think they're brilliant. Would love, you know, always to be involved in whatever they want me to be involved in, because they're just brilliant people. But love them. One day I'd love to go to Florida and hang out. That's what I said.
Same. That would be great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Again, you can get the master tracks for After Your Heart by SCU Worship on Loop Community as well. So another great song for everybody watching to check out. Man, Ellie, it's been great to talk to you and just to get to know you better, and just appreciate you sharing and opening up for us. And yeah, it was great talking to you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for chatting with me.
Yeah.
Well, have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks so much.
No worries. See ya.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on the Loop Community Podcast. Music from this episode is brought to you by John Guerra from his album Little Songs. Make sure you check it out on Apple Music or Spotify. If you enjoy listening to this podcast, leave a review and a rating. It means a lot. We'll see you soon.